Hey everyone and welcome to Storytime. My name is Jake and today we are going to be looking at the subreddit r/idontworkherelady. So sit back, relax and enjoy some Reddit stories. Give me that funky wheelchair now! A little background on me so you understand the serious situation this whole thing put me in. About 6 years ago, I wound up with several health conditions that all interacted with one another, creating a domino effect of health problems. During the course of those 6 years, plus this current year, I have been hospitalized for no less than a week at a time, 15 times. Despite getting most of the conditions stabilized, I have a few more hurdles to overcome. Those being a heart condition where my pump capacity is at 35% and requires me to get a pacemaker, plus one leaking valve, and due to the low pump and all my hospital stays, I've lost almost all the strength in my legs to where I toddle wobble walk with a cane, but to truly retrain my legs, I need to use a rollator, a stroller with 4 wheels and a seat. Also, my legs are so weak, I don't have the strength for the lift, or push of the legs to get me upstairs, and more especially getting off the floor or ground if I fall. Once I'm down, and it takes about 2 to 3 men to help me get upright. So one day, I go to a store to grab some food and medical supplies. Won't say the store's name, but they usually wear Smurf-colored vests. I slowly toddle walk into the store, and that day I'm wearing black jeans with holes, bright red suspenders to hold up the pants due to all the weight I've lost, a white short sleeve dress shirt, and a very bright and loud red, green and goldish coloured plaid vest. I don't even make it past the security sensors when I'm suddenly grabbed from behind by a woman who looks like she's never worked a day in her life, and done up to the nines so she looks like she should be shopping at high retail stores in New York or Paris instead of this local place. I'm gonna call her Snooty. I know they usually call these ladies Karen, but my bonus mum's name is Karen and she has never treated me badly, so Snooty is for me. Thus, the playbill for this little production is going to be M for me, S for Snooty, double S for store security, SM for store manager, and of course, kind of piecing together what I remember from the argument/conversation. As stated, I didn't even make it past the security sensors at the building entrance when Snooty grabs me from behind by my right elbow and attempts to spin me round. I shift as best as I can, rollator and all, and see this high-faultin' lady with an exceptionally annoyed look on her face. "Excuse me, did you not see me try to flag you down? How could you miss us? You walked right past me and my crippled daughter." Her daughter isn't crippled. In fact, all she has on is a brace boot around her left ankle and foot. Me, lost in a bit of confusion. "I'm sorry? I thought you were waving at someone you knew in the parking lot. Do I know you?" "No, you don't, but you should pay attention to customers when you bring in the handicapped items such as that wheelchair. I flagged you down because my daughter needs it." Me, stammering a little, I'm sorry, but this isn't a wheelchair." "Yes it is. This store provides them for handicapped customers, and you need to do your job and give this one to us." That's not my job. In fact, I don't have a job. I'm in the middle of getting approved for disability." "Really? What a world! Anyone thinks they can get away with lying and excuses. Just give me the wheelchair and I'll be nice and won't report you." "I don't work here, lady." "Yes, you do. You're wearing a vest and this is one of the store's wheelchairs." She places a hand on one of the bars of my rollator and grips tightly. "No, I do not work here, lady. I am a customer. I'm not wearing the right kind of vest. This item doesn't belong to the store. It's not a wheelchair, it's a rollator. And this store doesn't provide wheelchairs. They provide scooters, which are located behind you. Let go of my walker." Snooty attempts to jerk the rollator from me. I am going to report you for being rude to customers, especially ones who are handicapped. You're not following the ADA laws. That'll get you fired for certain. Me pulling back on my rollator. Again, I do not work here. This doesn't belong to the store, it belongs to me. It's not a wheelchair, and your daughter isn't handicapped. She has an ankle brace on, probably meaning she just twisted or sprained her ankle. Grab her a scooter if you want, but leave me alone. More lies, more lies. I am taking this wheelchair and I am going straight to the head manager to have you fired. What happens next is a tug of war, to the best of my ability, between myself and the lady with my rollator. She eventually does something kind of intelligent, and she pushes on one of my pulls, which causes me to stumble backward, eventually tripping over my own feet, and kaboom! Down I go on the floor, landing on my right butt cheek and my shoulder and head slamming to the floor. I'm in a tremendous amount of pain. The room and my head is spinning. The lady is saying something to me in scolding tones, shaking her finger at me, but my head is ringing. I'm now short of breath, so I don't really hear her nor understand her. She huffs and walks away, and I was told she was slightly cursing as she was having troubles trying to push her daughter around in the wheelchair. No, rollators are made so you walk facing the seat. Thus the handlebars facing out away, not from behind the seat. Several minutes go by, folks are trying to help me get up, finally there in comes a gentleman and I believe his two sons, all of whom look like they could be professional linebackers, who managed to get me up and escort me to one of the benches just inside the entrance doors. Just a couple minutes more and the store manager and a security guard come walking up to me with very stern looks upon their face. We understand you were trying to take a wheelchair from a handicapped customer, and that you were, glancing up and down at me, well, obviously attempting to pass yourself off as an employee of our store? No, I was trying to come in here to buy some groceries and medical items, when this woman accosted me, telling me I needed to give her my rollator. Ahem, well, this woman said you tried to manhandle her to take it away from her. I explained my medical conditions and how it's impossible for me to be able to manhandle anyone at the present time or foreseeable future. The man and sons who helped pick me up informed the manager and security that I had to be picked up off the floor, that I had no leg strength as far as they could tell. After this, the manager and security look at me over and then look at each other with expressions that said this needed to be looked into further. The store security called for another security officer to have him/her find the lady and her daughter and bring them up to the front of the store. When they arrive, Snooty starts right on in. You've got the right, or should I say the wrong man. He needs to be fired now, and I have a good mind to press charges against him and the store for assaulting me. Ma'am, I can't fire him as he doesn't work here. Yes, he does. He's wearing one of your vests. You mean a vest like this? He raises up a side of the vest he's wearing. It looks nothing like our vests, ma'am. It also doesn't have our name nor logo on it. Well then, he tried to impersonate an employee so he could attack the disabled. I still wish to press charges. Ma'am, he says this stroller is his. This is not his wheelchair. It's not a wheelchair. If she owned it, she'd know it's not one. Also, if it were hers, why does she have my wallet and prescription list in the basket under the seat? That shows why you're not the owner. There's no basket under the seat. The store security politely helps up her daughter out of the rollator and onto a bench seat, walks over and flips the seat up, revealing a little basket which contains my wallet and my newest list of prescriptions to order. Snooty now looks up wide-eyed and somewhat terrified. Store security tells his partner to make sure that Snooty doesn't go anywhere. The store manager and store security proceed up the staircase to the manager and security offices. They are gone for about 20 minutes and then come back. The store security informs Snooty that the incident was all caught on camera and proves she's the one who started everything, accosted me, and then walked off with my rollator. She starts screaming and threatening the security and manager with lawsuits and such, but is cut off when an ambulance crew arrives, followed by the local police. The ambulance crew get the gurney prepped for me with the backboard and neck brace. Not that I needed it, but with the fall, they have to make sure I'm extra stable and taken in to see if I have anything wrong with my neck, back, or a concussion. They get me loaded, and I'm waiting a few minutes when the police come back from the offices and ask me what I'd like to do. I can be a forgiving guy, usually given my mood and circumstances, but I was still hurting, in utter disbelief at what this lady did, and ticked off beyond all feeling. I let her have it. I told the officers I wanted to press charges for assault and battery if I could get it, as well as theft of my rollator and my wallet. I'm not sure what all happened to the lady, although I know she didn't help herself out. As I was being rolled out of the doors on the gurney, I saw her break away from the police, take a defensive stance, and then she started flailing and smacking the officers with her purse and arms, as well as kicking their legs with her pricey name brand pumps. It didn't take long before they had her face down on the ground, knees in her back, and the handcuffs becoming the next bit of bling around her wrists, looking oh so plain compared to her bracelets. I didn't have to do anything. A week later, I got a letter from the county courthouse informing me that her case was already heard. The store video, store manager and store security's testimony, as well as those from a couple of other people who came forward after realizing what it was they saw when they walked past us, was more than enough to convict her. I don't know if she served jail time or in community service, but either way, I hope she got to be seen in something either bright orange or maybe an old-fashioned lil black and white striped dress. I'm really glad that they got charges and everything, but I'm really confused about the store manager. When he first approached, he looked him up and down and said, "Oh, you're obviously trying to impersonate us." And then when the woman came back, he said, "Oh, it looks nothing like this vest." So, what happened there? PSA: student tour guides do not make admissions decisions. In college, I was a tour guide for prospective students. You know, walking backwards and telling scripted puns. Technically, I was employed by the admissions office to do this, but in no capacity was I involved in admission decisions whatsoever. No one asked me which kids asked a smart question, or who texted through the whole tour, or anything. My entire job description was show up, walk the families around campus, answer questions about student life. For context, I'd give 3 to 6 tours a week to groups of 40 plus people. So I was home for break one Christmas, and in a large chain store I see a woman glaring at me. I didn't think much of it at the time because I didn't know her, but as I progressed down the aisles, I realized she was following me. She had a daughter about my age and they were whispering. All I was able to catch was, "No, that's definitely her." The woman approaches me and says, "Are you blank who toured us around this college?" And I said yes. "I bet you think you're pretty hot stuff, huh?" "Oh, what?" My daughter had a rock-solid application and her alumni interviewer said her chances were very good. 2 days after our visit, she's rejected. You're the only one affiliated with the university we spoke to that whole time. The daughter speaks up. "Yeah." "Quiet, I'm handling this." I'm sorry to hear she wasn't accepted, but I have nothing to do with admission decisions. I just give tours. "I'm not an idiot. I know they tell you to say that." "No, seriously, I'm a sophomore there myself. You can call and ask. I do not get any input into admissions." "But you work for the admissions department." "Okay, technically they hired me, but there are janitors who work for the admission department and they don't get to decide who gets in. It's a specialized job." "Quit your bull." I had nearly perfect ACT scores. I bet I had better scores than you. At this point, I think my mum thought I was just catching up with people I knew, since there was a girl my age, but she started to realise something was wrong at this point. Just tell me why you didn't let me in. You can tell me. It's the past now. Just tell me. Was it a community service issue? Come on, be honest. You can tell us. I really don't know. I have nothing to do with it, I swear. You can actually call and ask, and they will tell you tour guides don't get to decide that stuff. You bet we will be calling and filing a complaint, and... My mum butts in. Excuse me, what's happening here? Who are you? Who are you? Everything okay? I was getting upset by this point because a lot was going on, and if you insist loudly enough to me that I've done something wrong, eventually I'll start to believe you. Is it because I'm white? I'm a POC. What? What are you guys talking about? Let's just go. Let's check out. Not admitting my daughter was the biggest mistake of your career. I'm a millionaire, and I would have made big donations to the school. When your boss hears from me, you're going to be fired. I wasn't even upset at that point because it was so absurd. No way a millionaire would be shopping at the store we were in. My mum leads me away and looks at me, still very confused what's going on. We bought our items and I was pretty rattled as I went to the car, but as I was explaining, the absurdity of the whole situation fully hit me and I just started laughing. Surely if she was a millionaire and had the ability to make their boss quote unquote fire them with a donation, I'm pretty sure she could probably get her daughters into the university with money. Hey everyone, I hope you all had a really good day and that you enjoyed that video. If you want to check out some other videos, then click on screen right now or check out the playlist down below. If you enjoyed that video, then please do leave a like. And if you want to submit your own stories, then you can do so by joining the Discord in the top link in the description. But thank you so much for watching and I will see you very soon.